My name is Linda Sheff, and my father is currently a resident of Belmont Village. My journey began 12 years ago when my mother started showing signs of dementia or Alzheimer's with memory loss and confusion. And this was certainly a new problem for us. She was 74 years old at the time. And so I started talking to a social worker at Jewish Family Service, and understanding the disease and its progression and what the symptoms were, and learning about that. And then the next stage was navigating through the process of finding a facility that would be a good fit for her. And so I started looking online and found different options, but the one that really struck me the most was Belmont Village. What was important to me and my sisters in looking for a senior living community for my parents was the continuum of care. And they have assisted living for those like my father, and then for my mother who had Alzheimer's, there were two different levels of memory care. One for the circle of friends, which was for the more mild to moderate dementias, and then the progression to the neighborhood, which was for more severe to profound dementia or Alzheimer's. When my mother moved into the neighborhood, I was really taken aback because I didn't see my mother as somebody who had a more advanced stage of the disease. She was pretty high functioning in terms of her awareness and understanding. She just had memory issues and wandered, which is why she needed to be in the neighborhood. And so the staff did a really nice job of trying to convince me that she would be fine there, that they would tailor her needs and her activities to her level of ability and mental state. And so with that ability that they had to do that and to have me witness that, and the constant communications that I had with the team, I felt assured that she would still be treated with the level of care that was right for her. And she had a team of caregivers and a director of memory care programming who I immediately established a relationship with. So he was very helpful to me all the way through the process, and we had also a wonderful, energetic memory care activity leader. And she was constantly engaged with the residents and smiling and joyful and entertaining, made them laugh, would dance with them. And I know my mother enjoyed her so much. I would always see her smiling and laughing, and that made me feel good. It gave me such peace of mind to know that my mother was getting the care that she needed and the love that she needed. And she had her favorite pals, they had their favorite residents, and so it was so nice to see that in some of her caregivers. My father we had prevailed on him finally, after she'd been here a year and a half, to move in himself. He moved into assisted living, and what was so wonderful about that is the two of them were able to spend every day their last year together. And so that really was such a gift to be able to see that in their final days together. So as my mother progressed through the disease, she lived at Belmont from November of 2015 until she ultimately died April 1st of 2018. It happened to be Easter weekend, and the executive director was on the phone with me through that last week of her life, trying to navigate her return to Belmont and hospice care, and trying to make sure everything went as smoothly as possible. This was a very difficult time of my life, and to have such a partner in helping me get through this was unforgettable. And she has become my friend, my partner, and we have continued to have this kind of relationship. And a few days later, when we had the funeral, I saw her as well as the caregiver, the memory care activity leader, the memory care director of programming, and it was so heartwarming that these people were not just staff and management and caregivers, they were family. And it provided so much comfort to me that I knew that we were at the right place because of the love and care, the skill that they showed, and the fact that they loved working here. I mean, they really were a team. And so that made me feel great that I made the right choice for my mother. So my father, after my mother died, was depressed, lonely, didn't really want to go on, which is very typical, and trying to give that person life again in a different way. And so the staff and executive team, again, jumped in with my father and encouraged him to go to activities, come to meals, make new friends, and he did, and he is now thriving. A year later, he's doing great, and I do credit Belmont Village with bringing my father back to life. What really stands out about Belmont Village is that it's not just the residents that are made to feel warm and welcomed by the staff and the team here, but also the family members. They are treated just like family as well. Belmont Village was just nominated for the second consecutive year for Best Places to Work. And I am so thrilled for the staff and employees and management team because it's so well deserved. They are so loving and caring and giving, and you can see how much they enjoy what they do here. It's not just a job, it's a calling, it's a compassionate way of life for them to give back to those that they are caring for. From my perspective, Belmont Village would be a great place to work. They provide a community of team building and community spirit and sharing of experiences, and they get such respect and give such respect to their management team and their co-workers, and there's just a lot of community and camaraderie here that I think is really hard to find. So I feel that both of my parents had such a good experience here. They were happy, they were together. My sisters and I felt tremendous peace of mind that they were well cared for and that the people were loving to our family as well, not just the residents, but the family members. They really do care. And I also love when you thank them, any of them, their response is, "My pleasure."